Hey guys, what's up? It's me loading. I'm doing a solo right now. MRM is also here on the call, but they're not. They're muted right now, so it's just me. I'm doing a solo commentary. Get ready. Prepare yourselves emotionally, physically. Hi. Hello. It's me. You may know me from being loaded.
Yellow, I'm back.
MRM is here now. Ah, no. Tragic.
How are y'all doing?
I mean, I'm doing fine. Armored Core 6 is out.
I know that you're anxious to get back to it, so
I'm extremely anxious to get back to it. Sorry, no. Quick, decisive, good, evenly matched set. Fingers crossed. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I like commentating. What can I say? Double header yet? Yep, you've got 2 hours of Splatoon carved out for you. I'm a little bit tired right now. Words are hard, but we'll see. This should go well. All right. Do we know what the starting map is yet?
Well, usually we're the ones who pick it before all of them get the choice. But I have not the faintest idea.
What if we hit him with Mahi Mahi Tower?
That would be funny. And that's what we're going to be doing now.
All right.
Oh no. Oh no. Well,
We're gonna see a match of Splatoon here. Don't let anyone tell you it's not.
And we are now getting ready for the match on Mahi Mahi Tower.
Mahi, we love
Mahi
Mahi
Tower.
Mahi.
So this is a map. Well, let's start it out. Let's just start it from there. This is a map. This is definitely one of the maps of all time.
No one's gonna be happy with this. But now we know no one's favored.
Well, there are some people who will be very happy with it, and that is backliners, because they kind of control the entire map. They can see every direction from which someone might want to approach, and they can see every direction that someone might want to approach, and there's very little cover on the way. So it's very complicated, you might say, to approach a backliner on this map. You either have to spend a bunch of specials and just try and kill them outright, or distract them for long enough, or just fucking rush at them and see and hope that you survive. Strings in particular should like this.
Any players to keep our eyes on, you think?
Well, we've got the Rapid Blaster Pro there, pro player there. It's a little bit difficult, and Strings is bringing the Hydra of all things. Not a weapon that you see a lot in the current meta, but with its range and kill potential, it's kind of, to be honest, the stream resolution is very low for me.
Sure. Tower's been taken.
Give me 1 second.
Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties on our end. Look at us. Certainly down in the booth. I don't want tower there.
Well, since I have the clears, I'll very quickly take over for now. But friend just lost control of tower and has gone back to... No, is this to McDaniel's? And I realized I put the teams on the wrong side.
Well, it looks like it's just the Discord preview, so I'll just open it up in another window there.
Yep. I got
All
it
right.
popped open in my browser, so you'll be getting commentary a little bit behind the gameplay. Exciting.
Exciting. You'll be reacting to this at the same time that we are.
Team Friend has just got past the first checkpoint. However, McDaniels has gotten control of it back, and I'm not sure who, but someone just got 3 kills and just got all 4. And that was Mino who got all 4 on a wipe.
Yeah, Mino. Like I said, on the Rapid Blaster Pro, that kind of very long range weapon here is going to be very important, especially for Rapid Pro, because what little cover there is on this map is now completely unsafe for the enemy team. So the only hope that they have is, once again, try and rush them down, hope that they can't kill all of you, which is certainly possible for Rapid Blaster Pro. It does not have the best kill time or expend a bunch of specials. Although the question then is, with what paint? Since Mahi Mahi Resort is so small.
Mahi Mahi is a tiny map, but with the double dualies on Team McDaniel, I think they may be able to take out the Rapid Blaster just by outmaneuvering. Just because of
it's still
it could be anyone's game. True.
It's still a tricky proposition. Since the Rapid Blaster Pro is not by themselves, like you have to be able to clear out everybody in front of the Rapid Blaster Pro. That said, Team Friend does manage to clear out the tower and get the tower back to mid. The Dualies player, they're cornered by the Flingza Roller. They do get them, and they've got another push going. Almost certainly going to be pushing past 47 here, maybe going for the knockout. We will see. Mino getting overwhelmed on the tower though. Like you said, loading. This team is definitely, if there's any team that can manage to pull off that rush down kind of play style, it would be this very dualies heavy team.
Absolutely.
The issue is though that it's one thing to be able to defend yourself on a push. It's an entirely different thing to be able to actually push yourself. And dualies have problems with survivability.
Of course, yeah.
They very much want to feed.
Team Friend is really struggling on outside of the nth attack there. Not really a lot of banking power overall. So, sort of making best use of what little space they have is going to be really important.
Oh, and Team McDaniels with a wipeout. Sorry, Friend with a wipeout.
Team Friend absolutely killing it. Still late. Still good 40 seconds left. It could be anyone's game. So given that opportunity.
Especially on a map that is as small as Mahi Mahi Resort, it's a.
Hydra on the tower, doing a great job.
It's going to be hard for them to displace. Hydra does outrange Rapid Pro. Mino going for that ankle shooter snipe, which is it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Yep, that's game. Well done to both teams, but Team
Friend.
McDaniel.
McDaniel?
I put the teams on the
Alright,
wrong side.
I know it was like a 50-50. I didn't know which team was on which side that whole time. I'm going to level with you.
Yeah. I put them on the wrong side.
Good match, though. Overall, nice match. Good to watch. Our commentary, a little bit of work. As soon as we sort of get our things together, we'll hopefully commentary will improve.
We'll figure things out as we go along.
It's
Absolutely.
Especially for this double feature.
Oh yeah. You'll watch. We're gonna get a solid 5% better every single match. So.
And then hopefully by that last one, we'll be at our peak. Yeah. Definitely.
We at our peak, 200% better than when we started.
Definitely.
Let me get some math real quick. All right, 5%. The maximum game is okay. We physically cannot. Okay, probably 100% better than when we started.
Thumbs up.
That's how math works, actually.
But should we spin that wheel and see what our next stage shall be?
Yes, please.
Let's spin the wheel. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I just realized all of Team McDaniel put MC in front of their names. I'm like, a lot of M names out in the field today. Throwing me off.
We got Humpback Pump Track, Undertow Spillway, and Hammerhead Bridge.
What do you think about these stages, Loading? What are your opinions?
I kind of like Hammerhead. Not sure of each team's expertise here. I'm going to be honest with you. I think I personally really like Hammerhead. All of them are maps I can feasibly see picking. I'm a sicko though. I like all
Yeah,
the maps
Hammerhead.
except for Flounder Heights.
Hammerhead is a bit of a controversial map. It's a I understand why you might enjoy it just because the center of the map, the mid on Hammerhead Bridge is it's similar in a lot of ways, I would say, to Mahi Mahi Resort, just in that
For sure.
in how open it is and how narrow it is. But the
it's a
issue
large
for
map, but
for
a lot of
Hammerhead is that I wouldn't there are people who wouldn't who might disagree.
Nah, I think that's my thought. As someone who played a lot of mines,
We got our pick very fast, actually. And
there you go.
Team Friend has chosen Undertow on Rainmaker.
Undertow Maker, you love to see it. I love that map. It's a map that gives teams a lot of flexibility when it comes to positioning on Rainmaker, especially compared to a lot of other maps where there's only one route or only one route is kind of viable. On Undertow Maker, both routes, the left route and the right route are very viable. So the left route is what you want to pick if you're trying to go for a more sustained push, because that puts you in a better defensive position. That puts you in a better attacking position, that is, since that point is far away from the enemy spawn. It gives you some advantages when it comes to pushing. It gives you some advantages when it comes to setting up to push through. Whereas the right side is a lot closer to enemy spawn, which makes you a lot more vulnerable. However, it's also much closer to the end checkpoint. So if you need those points very quickly, if you need to get up to 30, 40 to win the match, then that's a very enticing choice to make.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think both maps have both sides of the pros and cons. We're going to see which one ends up being more relevant. But neither of them I would say are bad decisions at any given moment.
Win for one person on Team Friend.
Yeah.
I hope that it'll be interesting to see what these teams bring in. I doubt that we'll be seeing Hydra again. Rapid Blaster Pro could work. There is a lot of verticality on this stage, and to be able to hit up around that. Okay, let's take a look at the comps. So both teams going for aggressive comps. In particular, Team McDaniel does not Team Friend, I'm sorry, is going for all frontliners with maybe not as a pseudo backline.
Yeah, really interesting comp there. I think this particular map has enough
Team Friend loses pop. It's going to be they're occupied with on right. They're not going to be able to contest the Maker. The Maker is going to get first check immediately within the first 30 seconds of the match. That could be pivotal. We'll see where they go from here. they cannot sustain the push any further than that, though, as they got rushed down by the respawning members of Team Friend. Let's see whether they can if they can regroup and stop the push, then and keep their lead. That would be ideal. But and indeed, somebody does get in front of the maker.
See if they get hit off.
They do not manage they do not manage their defense, though. They do not manage to pull off that defense, and unlike Team McDaniel, Team Friend is they're not going to get the maker back. They might at best this is going to be a short push because they've got only one person left on the maker. I'm sorry, 2 people left. 3 people. They've jumped back in. The Team Friend not capitalizing on the opportunity given by that push.
Team Friend, though, really holding this foothold. Hopefully they'll be.
They've gone around the grate. They've already pushed to 226. You can see here, just like I said before, this is a good spot to go if you want to get a more sustained push.
Team Friend slowly being whittled down there, falling back.
This is the weakness of a frontline heavy comp, like I said.
Absolutely, but we saw that.
They don't have a lot of ability to resist a push on their own. We'll see what direction they go from here. It looks like they might be it looks like they haven't quite made a decision yet. One of their teammates going up, flanking around onto bats. That's battlements, and they do get the backliner there. It's going to be they're going to be pushing up, but enough time passed that their advantage went stale. That their teammates spawned back in and successfully repelled Team McDaniel's push. It's going to be the ball is in Team Friend's court once again.
Let's see if Team Friend can finish them off, or if they're just getting.
The Rainmaker's exposed and they go down. Did not push in front of the Maker there, which is unfortunate for them. But it looks like their push will continue regardless. With all the members on both teams spawn back in. Missiles out. It's going to be difficult. Missiles out. You see immediate value there with two members of team. With 2 members of the other team going down. It's going to be once again another opportunity for Team McDaniel to push up.
Absolutely.
They're once again the Maker is a little bit exposed. They go right, getting those quick points. They did not anticipate this. It's going to be a knockout.
Let's go. Team McDaniel.
What a play! Absolutely outmaneuvering team. Absolutely outmaneuvering team. Absolutely outmaneuvering Team McDaniel. Absolutely outmaneuvering Team Friend.
Team Friend.
I apologize.
Of course, if
I'm
you
still
look at
getting
the map
a
there at the
handle.
end. Team McDaniel had the overall ink advantage. I don't think Team Friend really had a chance with how much was covered by Team McDaniel.
Well, it definitely shows how far back Team Friend was pushed there. It's hard to it's a positioning problem is the thing. Like, if you push too far back and you go down the wrong branch, then it can be very difficult for you to respond.
I don't know.
It's one of the things that makes the. It's one of these things. It's one of the. These are one of these things that make that just make Undertow Rainmaker such a beautiful stage. It's the ability for positioning. It's the ability for positioning mistakes to come into play, and you saw that right there. Just beautifully illustrating how important macro level positioning can be.
Of course.
The wheel is back in Team Friend's court. And so let's see what happens.
Let's roll a spin. Arena, Sturgeon Shipyard,
Sturgeon Shipyard,
and Necomar.
Oh, three
do you
very
think?
good maps up for play here.
I like Sturgeon.
Sturgeon Shipyard is probably, let me think. Manta Maria is a bit of a smaller map. Sturgeon Shipyard is
very small,
is
very big.
bigger. Mako Mart is a little bit in the middle there.
Yeah.
Although it can
Mako
feel
Mart-
a lot bigger than it can feel a lot bigger than it is, just because of the
I
amount of
actually think the
verticality.
opposite. I think
that you go-
Macomart feels a lot
that you're
tighter than
looking at.
it is.
It's a map where you really can't. It's a map where you really can't. You can't take your safety for granted.
No.
When you're
absolutely.
up on high ground, there are so many routes for people to approach you that you always have to maintain vision. You always have to be near the edge and watching those flanks, because otherwise you're going to get surprised.
I'm a firm believer that high ground is a trap.
It's the thing is that it's like high ground is very powerful. But you have to be on your toes and always making sure that the area around that high ground is controlled, because if not, it's very vulnerable you get very vulnerable when it comes to people flankers coming around to clear you off of that high ground. And those are critical positions to take. But like you said, people are going to be focusing very, very hard on clearing those places out. So you will see.
I actually don't think you take that high ground.
Defensive
I think that
positions.
high ground is a trap. I think it's too open. I think you use it as cover.
I don't think it. The thing is that I had a lesson with Gem Squid School this week where the one of the lessons that I took away was the only place where high ground is not blocking your view is on top of it and near the edge. Vision is so important in Splatoon. It's in a game where you can move so quickly and kill so quickly, you have to be able to see where people are. If you position wrong and you get surprised, then if your positioning isn't right and you get surprised, there's not a lot you can do. There's just no matter what weapon you have. Having vision is so important, and on top of high ground is a great place to have vision, but you need to leverage that vision. You need to make sure that you're actually taking advantage of the advantage that vision gives you.
Talking about all that vision and also Mako Mart, we're going to Mako Mart on Splat Zones.
We're going to
the
mall. We're going to the mall. We're going to buy a Splat Zones.
I think that's Barnacle and Dime. Pretty sure that's Barnacle and Dime, but
they're both in the same mall, I think.
Are they? Is that lore? Is that Splat lore?
That's loading lore TM. That's
okay. Fair enough.
The only valid right here in this call right now. Fish Costco. No, Fish Costco is Barn and Dime. Mako Mart is like a fucking Walmart, right? It's like a different. You got to pay to get into the Barn and Dime.
I mean, Mako Mart has definitely got Costco vibes to me. It's just the big box store kind of the big box store.
That's
kind
true.
Of vibe.
You know what? That's true.
But we will the match is starting. Let's see what these teams bring into this problem.
I know, switching to a
with the splatter scope. And you see once again, Team Friend bringing in that very aggressive comp.
Splatter scope, very interesting here.
Splatter scope. Yeah, it's going to be once again, taking up that space in mid, taking up that space around mid, going to be very
Of course,
important here.
the
As team,
scope is
as
going to
team,
choke out so
as
much of your vision. It could be a pro, it could be a con. It could really go either way.
yeah, it's been a great debate, I think, between Charger players, which is better. Although I say has because in general I think that the debate has swung over to say that in a lot of cases that extra vision that Splat Charger gives you over Splat Scope is worth the dip in range, but
For sure.
it certainly depends on map mode and on Mako
And the
Mart, where
player.
that little bit of extra range can be a big advantage. You see, Mino quickscoping going up on mid there, going up on the stacks as they push as the zone timer ticks down. Team Friend once again. Team McDaniel. Sorry, I'm kind of. It's
Okay,
a
which team is which color? Do we want to say right now?
Pink is Team
I-
Friend, blue is Team McDaniel. And talking about
Okay,
that,
that
Team
helps.
While we
McDaniel
were
just
ironing
won
that
it.
out. While we were ironing that out,
While
Team
we were
McDaniel once
figuring
again
out what was
throws
going
Phone
on,
free.
Team McDaniel took game 3. Just brutal.
It looks like we might be looking at a sweep here unless Team Friend can bring it back in these last couple of matches.
Team Friend really on the wire. I got faith in them though. Won't be the
Team-
first time
believe-
we start come back from 03.
I will say that Mino is an incredibly strong player.
Yes.
They play backline, they play Flingza, they're somebody that, and as you're going up through the ranks, as you're going up through the ranks from C to B to A to S, a lot of players they get this idea that they can disrespect the backline, that they can just
No.
run up to them, they won't get their aim on, but as you get up higher than that into S plus, into the higher echelons of X rank, that becomes increasingly untrue. You cannot disrespect the backline.
No, never.
You cannot disrespect the splatter scope. You have to know where they're looking at, where they can see you, and play around that, because otherwise you're dead.
I guess you could say that for someone named Mino, they're a real major player. Which is a con that sounded better in my head, I think. Disregard
It's
that.
fine. Listen, it's
I've
never
the
said
anything
Slammin Cup. We're not
it's the
Slammin Cup.
We actually can't speak.
And we're spinning the wheel.
In
We
the
use the speak in
wheel. We
spells
love
like
to see it.
commentary. We love the Eeltail Alley. I like Eeltail. Undertow. Wahoo! That's an interesting set.
Three maps that in general aren't that highly regarded. You have Undertow Spillway, which like I said, I love Undertow Rainmaker, but that might be the best map of the lot here when it comes to like competitive parity. Generally when people talk about a map being good for competitive or bad for competitive, a lot of the time what they mean is like, how much does it come down to there are a lot of problems that you can think when it comes down to a map being good or bad for comp, a lot of the time a rough rule of thumb is how wide is the map at its narrowest point. Because those points are because maps where that narrow down a lot create choke points, and choke points can create play that is not all that fun or fair, depending on where the choke point is. because at a choke point, there's all that range for positioning, like I was talking about in the Undertow match. That goes away, and it becomes how many specials can you chuck down that choke point? How many bombs can you chuck down that choke point? Do you have somebody that can just shut down a zone like an E-leader or something? Like because if you do and you win that fight, the other team cannot move past that until something crazy happens. Like they
So
use
what
all their
map
special
mode are you
weapons,
thinking?
or they
What map mode are you thinking?
gosh, I don't know. I don't know here. Like if it were, it would be a very tough decision for me.
I think I'd
But it
go
looks like they
Undertow
have the fight.
zones.
Undertow zones. That's why do you think that?
Well,
Okay, Undertow has split zones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that if there's split zones, that means you can take at least a little bit of the attention off the charger and pretty much flank a zone. You're sort of splitting up the charger.
But it's I would agree. When any particular player, it's hard for them to divide their attention in more than one direction. And when it comes to actually killing, like you can't shoot two directions at once unless you're I don't know, like
the thing is, I don't like
but
a lot of these modes. I think these maps are very narrow at their narrowest points, as you were saying. I don't know. What'd they end up picking?
Yeah.
Well, you were right about one thing, that they did pick Undertow.
Undertow?
But we're going back to Rainmaker.
Undertow Rainmaker again, double or nothing.
They're going for they're going on a map. They did look strong on this.
They should have that strong start early on.
This was probably the map. This was probably the map that they looked strongest on so far. So it's not a bad bet. These are players who have the capability to learn from their mistakes. Although I think every player is like that, to be honest. But these are players that can learn from their mistakes and say, hey, like that we know exactly why we know exactly what opportunity we missed here earlier. If we can leverage that and if we can learn from that and make sure not to do it again, then we might take this match. And I think they're not wrong to think that.
Absolutely, I think this'll. As long as they can tighten up their backline, I think they can. I think they might got this. They might have it.
If they can tighten up their backline, if they can make sure to not overcommit to a certain position, leaving the other position completely out, which is something that backliners are very good at. You're right there. But if they can do that, then they might very well take this match, and from there, who knows?
Who knows? The world is our oyster from there. We could watch McDaniel just get absolutely dumpstered 4 matches in a row.
Sometimes you stomp. Sometimes you get stomped.
Hey, we saw that week 1. That full comeback.
The mythical reverse sweep.
The mythical reverse
All right.
sweep. That's only ever happened.
The Undertow Maker. Let's go. You see, team. I've lost track of the colors.
Team Friend. Oh no, the colors change. Colors
Team
changed
McDaniel
again.
on yellow, Team Friend on purple.
Team McDaniel going for the Explo comp here. That's an interesting choice. It does make sense. Like I said, there's a lot of verticality here. Being able to hit over a cover can be a very strong strategy. You see a trade there.
Absolutely.
Team McDaniel goes 2 down, goes 3 down even. And does not really seem to have an answer right away when it comes to stopping the Rainmaker. You can see Team Friend does that. They do get capped. They do get first checkpoint. But they might not be able to push much further than this. Even though crab is strong, you can't 1v4 with a crab, especially not up close. The ball is in Team McDaniel's court, or the fish, I guess. The fish is in Team McDaniel's court now.
The fish.
Team Friends.
What kind of fish? What kind of fish is in their court?
It's I believe the Rainmaker is based on a carp.
That makes sense.
They
Yeah,
do
it's a
not, they're
goldfish.
not able
Actually,
to.
yeah, no, it's a goldfish. Right?
It's meant to be. It's actually based on a piece of Japanese mythology, I believe. But wait, that's not relevant to the match. What is
No, it's
relevant to the
not.
match
Sorry.
is that team McDaniel has pushed to first checkpoint. But it is the left checkpoint or the right checkpoint from their point of view. And you can see here just how hard it is to push past left checkpoint unless you can take advantage of a positioning mistake like you saw before.
Absolutely.
It's going to the Rainmakers changed hands once again, but not for long as they get a counter wipe. The Rainmaker is a lot closer to the other team than was originally than last time. And you can see here, they're trying to take advantage of a positioning mistake again, but they've made a positioning mistake of their own by not guarding the Rainmaker. They not punished for it though, as they push deep into enemy plat. It's going to be tough for them to get the stop, and they do not get the stop.
And that's the game.
As the sweep concludes. 0-4, Team McDaniel.
That's rough for Team Friend.
Just a dominant performance.
Absolutely.
Once again, positioning on Undertow Rainmaker is so important. Making sure that you don't overcommit in any direction, and if you do, being able to resist that. But the super aggressive comp of Team Friend did not work in their favor here.
No, absolutely worked against them.
But the sweep concludes. Another sweep in the Slammin Cup. What are your feelings here? What are your feelings here, Loading?
Well, we did see the dominant sweep from McDaniel. Team Friend, I think, has a little bit to work on, but I think they have promise. I think that. I'm trying to think how to phrase this. I think they could use some shoring up on their backline, but overall, I think these were some great matches.
Yeah. I agree. It's a frontline only comp is certainly not unviable.
No, absolutely not.
Having that much aggression packed into your comp is great if you want to go for high scoring plays, but when it comes to actually being able to respond to an enemy push,
absolutely,
it's that the sheer range and area denial power of backliners is hard to overestimate.
Absolutely. Now, I believe that concludes this set. We've
got another set coming up for you today, though, in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So stick around. Make sure to keep that dial tuned. We'll be taking a little bit of a break and changing commentators, I believe. Enjoy Armored Core, hey?
I'm gonna have so much fun with Armored Core. You nerds have no idea. Enjoy your Splatoon, dinguses. I'd never be caught dead playing Splatoon myself.
Who would ever do such a thing?
No, it's ridiculous. Only heathens play Splatoon. Talk to Jens later.
Yeah, have a good one. Bye-bye.
What a good ending line.
So for people who want a little preview of next match, we're going to be looking at a match between. Oh, hello, Pep Boy. How you doing?
Hello. So was it you or Loading that just had the great idea of the old TC Mahi?
It was Loading.
Yeah.
That's a Loading special.
Interesting.
He's got all kinds of ideas like that.
Yeah. So I need to know who to yell at after the stream.
Yeah, for sure. But how is that? How did you feel about those matches? A little impromptu post-match interview with one of the teammates, with one of the members of Team Friend here.
Yeah, well, so I mean, TC Zones was a wash because it's TC Zones. I mean, there's a reason why my personal commentator technique when we're getting the selection for that first match is bad map but good mode, or good mode but bad map. The bad map mode is just rude, and honestly, I think that it's a disgrace.
It's sullying the good name of Splatoon.
Yeah, exactly. It's honestly, Slammin Cup deserves better.
It does.
Disclaimer. This is all a jest. This is I don't.
It's a yeah, absolutely.
No, I mean, there's a reason why we went games 2 and 4. We went for the same map mode. That's because, first of all, we always do, just sort of good on Rainmaker. And you'll notice both of the losses there where we were in control, in the lead for most of the match, and then you see just one, errant breakaway that takes the match. Which happened both times. Is unfortunate. We're going and try to avoid that, but I think if that hadn't happened, we easily, get both of those matches.
Yeah, that's a thing. Your team's comps were very aggressive, very and so that's how it goes with aggressive comps. It's very high risk, high reward, where you can get deep pushes more easily than a team with you can get deep pushes more easily than a team with a backliner. But you also risk but you also have to play slightly more conservatively, I would say, to make sure that you're positioning yourselves well in the macro sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it was interesting. I think we tried to readjust, because I think our issue in that first Rainmaker Undertow match was that we pushed too far. We got on defense instead of trying to defend at mid. We went back and took up positions behind mid, which is an issue because it then gives them the option of, do they want to go left or right? Right? Normally people will go left.
Absolutely.
But it meant that they were able to, and so they got the 2 picks, and then it was just home free because both of us were out of position. I think a similar thing happened second, where my map memory might not be correct, but it was me and Strings on the right there, or I guess their left, our right, and I got off 2 shots. Strings then wasn't able to close it off, which meant that they were breakaway, and because sort of the 2 other teammates were protecting the other side of the map, it meant that they were able to get that breakaway, and then we were all sort of out of position because we were end up being 2 down. So they come in, sort of get taken out by the enemy team, and from there it's knockout.
Absolutely. To be fair, it's a risky play to break away the Rainmaker by itself like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Almost. You saw on stream, they very nearly lost the Rainmaker toward the end of that second match there. They very nearly lost the Rainmaker to, I believe it was a Tetris player. But since the Rainmaker, especially against teams against weapons that are very zippy like that, very good at moving in ways that are hard to react to, given its very slow charge time, that it's a very difficult matchup for them. But they did manage to get the pick.
Yeah, it was funny because I think it was a bit of game lag, because on my screen what happened was that the player got splatted before they finished dunking the second checkpoint, but then the second checkpoint still procced, which I thought was funny.
Yeah,
it was just a little bit of fun.
That's if you don't like that, you don't like Splatoon 3 gaming, baby.
Oh no, I say that because of how to show how down to the wire that defense was.
It was very, very close.
And I think Mako zones was just a mistake. One of our players, doesn't super like it, but we were sort of pressed for options on that one.
Yeah, you don't want to necessarily lean too heavy on any particular choice. That's where a lot of just experience with the game in general comes down to, though. The more matches you've played, the more comfortable you are, and the more comfortable you are on more map modes, the more options you have available to you, and that's even if you're the best, most mechanically cracked player in the world, if you can only play one map mode, then they'll get used to you. They'll know what you're up.
Absolutely. Let's get some love in the chat for our upcoming teams. I forget what they
Let's
are.
go.
Team High Chat and Team
Team-
Plasma.
Oh dear. Okay, Team High Chat and Team Plasma. Let's see what's their record so far. So Team High Chat has, I believe, a 1-1 record, beating out going down to Team McDaniel, which we saw very strong, very good, very good team. And then going 1-4 in a set against this team how do you pronounce that? Team Hushing? I don't think I've I don't know what they're up against. I don't know what they're about, but the joke is that's my team. But it's a 1-1 record so far. They've proven to be very strong. I'd say a very aggressive team, a very aggressive team.
Yeah, I think we get a lot of aggressive teams in this whole Slammin Cup. I think that's the modus operandi of a lot of them.
Absolutely.
Certainly me not excluded.
Team Plasma is the other team who has a record of 1 and actually I remember Team Plasma. They're the ones that pulled off the reverse sweep. Don't you remember that?
They are. Yep. I sure do, because I was I believe commentating for it.
I remember very well. I remember it like it was last week. That is to say, I remember it like it was last week, because it was last week. But with a 2-0 record, winning both sets they've appeared in so far. Let's see which team will come out and talk.
Yeah, I'm excited for a nice tense match between them. I think it's going to be a fun one for sure.
Absolutely. It's I believe that Team Plasma is actually they're they've got less outright aggression than Team High Chat.
And there goes the stream. It's gone to the cool colors. Woo! That is, I think, the best part of it's such a good effect. I like it. It's good.
It's so cool. Mino is so cool. Also, while we're waiting for people to join, do we want to figure out what our first match is going to be in this set?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get it done nice and early.
Let's
Get that
spin
wheel
that wheel.
Yeah.
We're getting a little bit squid partying.
Undertow, Wahoo
Undertow,
World, and
Wahoo.
Undertow. Oh, double Undertow.
Interesting. I don't. This is unprecedented.
Oh no, it is very
No,
precedented.
we've had times where I think in the last Slammin Cup there were only 2 wheels, and
yes,
there was
correct.
a time where there was absolutely no choice because they happened to land on the same stage. And I think that happened when on the Hell Duel. So that's yeah.
Would it be funny if we did Undertow Rainmaker for the third time?
It would be funny.
I had the thought, but I feel like the viewers might kill us. So I think Wahoo is probably the option.
You want a little bit more,
But there is
a little bit more
Yeah.
variety to be.
But the call of Undertow today has been very strong.
That's
Taken
fair.
from chat.
I don't know. I think I would enjoy a little bit of Wahoo zones myself. Bring back Undertow. No, listen, Wahoo pole, right? We got to get some Wahoo pole. We haven't seen it all day.
You haven't seen the Wahoo pole. This is true.
Yeah, Wahoo pole.
You know
It's
what's
Wahoo
really funny?
pole or the
When,
funny Undertow.
You know what's really funny? It's when Tetra's reef slide into the zone on Wahoo and flip it.
Nothing but Undertow in the next Slammin Cup. Well, listen, I'm not a tour organizer, but you know that's an option, I guess.
One map, one mode tournament. That's it's like a Splat Zones only tournament, but even more. You know, you'll get to learn every nook and cranny of that stage.
Well, we do have to pick a map at some point.
We want to flip a coin between the two.
Sure.
Because it is a very good 50-50 between these two maps.
I mean, I put out my preference, but
And since you were playing in the last set, you get to choose heads or tails for Wahoo.
heads is Wahoo.
Heads is Wahoo. Coin is flipped. And we got heads.
Oh, thank God! I don't know if I could have survived. Like, I just the brain monotony of the Undertow Rainmaker. But no, we are going zones on the old Wahoo. Perhaps the only good Wahoo mode.
Doesn't it say tower control? No, that says Splat Zone. Sorry. Is it the only good? Would I even call Wahoo zones good?
Hey, it's playable, which is more you can say for most of the other
ones. It's
ones.
Reasonable. Yeah, I mean,
like Wahoo Claims is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Tower control is a nightmare. Rainmaker is
miserable. Yeah.
Also similar problem to Tower. I would say probably better than Tower.
I would say that no, there's no jump on Wahoo Rainmaker, is there? There's not a jump where you can get onto enemy plat and get 20 points immediately, in Hagglefish or whatever. I don't think so. So at least it doesn't have that problem. And there are two paths that the Rainmaker can take, and both of them are equally reasonable. So I would say that it's a decent map.
Oh, looking at the roster here, I think this is the first game day that we're not going to see any May.
Oh wow! Well, there you go.
May free. The waters are clear.
It'll be, yeah. May is kind of a cornerstone piece of Team Plasma. So how they'll be able to how they'll be able to respond to that, and we'll see.
Also, something that I noticed at the last set was spectating.
Team High Chat.
With spectating, when I switched to spectating the other team, the top graphics of which team is on which side is actually changing, but the actual header at the top of the screen doesn't change. So each team is going to the opposite side of the screen, so it is difficult to keep track of who is who. Anyways, we're going into the first match.
Yeah, get hype, get your cheers out, go Plasma, go High Chat, all that fun jazz. I'm sure this is going to be some high-octane gameplay. And looks like we've got some good team comps. I'm liking the Explosher here. You can get it nice and good on the behind the wall and stuff. Just sort of
behind the walls, yeah. Just absolutely. The cover is not safe with an X-Blosher on who's up.
All right, looks like we've got some hotly contested on the mid right now. All over the place. Looks like
we've got a DC. You hate to see that. You got a DC. So
DC. So it looks like we're getting a little bit of squid partying. I think maybe
a little bit of a match preview. Someone should have the do you know the match abort shortcut?
I don't think anybody in the I don't think anybody does. That's very funny.
Hopefully it ends because it's in the first minute.
No, it doesn't.
Nope,
because it's a private battle.
Not.
Okay. Time to figure this
match
out.
And shortcut is something surprisingly difficult to search up because I don't know it either.
ZL and ZR while pressing the L stick and the R stick. So
say that again.
All the shoulder buttons in both sticks.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, well, game ended anyway, so we are a professional.
We are very professional.
Tournament. It was a very tough match. Really well played on both sides. What a match! See, I told you guys it'd be high octane, and look what you got. A knockout in the first match.
And without the other team even being able to play, and without the other team even scoring a single point, it's a beautiful thing.
You've got to really appreciate the strategy there. You know, just take out one player, and they're at such a disadvantage that they're never going to come back. It's a very, very solid strategy.
You know, it's like if you store up 10 kills with respawn Punisher, and then that's what happens.
I have messed up again. Oh no.
Listen, we can keep talking. Fill in the dead air a little bit. It's fine. Looks like Are we on the right? I think we're on the right people now. Yep. No, we're good. We're good.
It should be fine.
I'm not sure if Carney is meant to be spectating this or not.
I don't
it looks
imagine
like
so.
all the members of both teams are there. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Strings from coming in really with that scared. Like a minute after the match ends. Crap represent. Yeah, just to, get a little bit of death grab in there for as a treat, as a little treat. All right, match time. And this is when they introduced their entirely different comp because they saw what the other person was doing in the DC, and they're like, "Oh, what if we did a little cheeky switch around?" Taking a second to load.
I was gonna say the long loading screen here not encouraging.
Oh,
very nice. I'm just gonna send a really quick not like this in the chat. I'm just gonna do that real quick.
And it was me who got DC.
Yeah.
Oh.
Another nail biter. See, that was very, down to the wire. I think, tied game right there. Nobody even got control of the mid or anything. It was like just super hotly contested.
Control of the zone. It was a tie all the way up until the end.
Yeah, really get some popcorn.
What happens if someone picks mincemeat clams and no team scores for the entire time?
It's still anyone's game. Oh no, I've been clipped.
The game, I think the tiebreaker there is like who got the most power clams Yeah. There you go.
Interesting.
It's happened to me before on mincemeat clams.
Well, isn't it on like
And
Super Ties?
it felt like
isn't it-
it felt like it took a million years.
Yeah, isn't it just the? Well, I mean, I know in game it's just whoever the game decided was the alpha team.
I think yeah. If the tie is also for power clams, then the tiebreaker is just alpha team win, which is very funny. It's very funny. I think it would be. I don't know whether that's I don't know whether that's ever happened. I don't know whether you've got to imagine that it had at some point.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many matches of Splatoon.
Yeah, it looks like if not power clam, like if it's same power clams, then it's Team Alpha, which is 50-50 shot, baby.
Also, question: do
The owner of bad Wi-Fi, I do appreciate the owner of bad Wi-Fi sign. Bronze Jammin' Slammin' badge, so true. Just give it to him, you know.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, almost there. There we go. All right, now we can hope that we actually get a match this time. Woohoo! Let's go. See, that's the real excitement. It's not the match. It's whether we even get a match going. That's really the
the
nail biter.
Battle time.
All right.
Hopefully this time it'll stick. Fingers crossed. Third time's the charm.
Well, we're loading in. Hopefully, yep. There we go. There we go. Looks like at the very least, it's not a host issue.
We're at least in the game now.
Yeah.
Taking that top view, we see both teams with the same comp.
Interestingly, all four on Plasma over there going for the left. Looks like we're still getting some hot contests. 2 down on Team Plasma.
Yeah,
and that is going to be enough for them to take it.
With the heavy slatling, that angle can be very tough to deal with against a backliner.
Absolutely.
They're going for the flank, but they and you can see there the massive killing power of Tri-Slosher if you can get in close to make use of it. They flip the zone partially off the back of that, although they do go down.
Yeah, it's still pretty hotly contested. You see the 1-1 trade there.
No team is truly out of this. There's the Tetris zone flip. Let's go.
Listen, you got to do.
Proving to be a pivotal piece there. Explo's getting chased down.
Not moving
not
up here,
able
gets
to
the pick. Very solid.
Not able
very
to
solid.
push their advantage, but even still, they.
Interesting.
They're. No, go ahead.
Oh, it's Team High Chat really just sticking it out in the zone here. Finally, looks like they're pushing up a little bit.
I was going to
really,
say, yeah. It's a oh dear, they go 2 down with the 3. They got a triple off of a reef slider double. That is.
Looks like they're going for another one.
You do not see that very often.
There we go, and they get the camp too.
That's 4 kills in the space of and they go down to the X-Blosher player, but it will not matter. They get it's a very clean match from them. Just pushing deep onto their enemy battlements.
You've got to love. I do appreciate a good reslider nuke. You gotta love it. You gotta love seeing it.
Especially against a team especially against a team of weapons that can sometimes struggle to move. You know. You saw the X-Blosher there, I believe. Tri-Slosher as well.
Well, Team High Chat takes game 1, and I have an idea of what's about to happen in the chat. We'll see. Pause champ. Can I get some pause champ?
Time to spin the wheel.
Oh, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, wheel time though.
Wheel time's real time.
All right, looks like we've got Sturgeon.
Okay,
We've
that's
got
a,
Hammerhead.
I
We got
wonder.
Sturgeon.
I wonder which one people will pick. It's a mystery. Yeah, the universe really does want Sturgeon Shipyard. It's they're telling us that.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm cool with no high chat. I was just expecting it. You can run from Undertow, but you can't hide. It will come to you eventually. It will roll triple Undertow at some point.
It'll be like the final match. It's just triple
The
Undertow.
Monty Hall.
Hmm.
And we got a very quick pick. And we're going to Sturgeon Shipyard on tower control.
Interesting.
Sturgeon
Sturgeon TC, I actually don't mind. It can be a little bit weird because unlike Rainmaker, like you've really got the one way that you can go. But
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. It's like it's not my favorite map necessarily, but it's pretty good. Like it's
alright.
we'll see a good time here.
There are significantly worse maps that you could be choosing. Are you excited for any
Yes.
new kits?
As a
Sorry, you go first.
Blobalobber main, I am very excited for the Blobalobber alt. Even though I don't play either Kraken or the Line sub.
Line.
Line marker.
I mean,
It's
The Markiplier.
it's certainly it's a more aggressive kit. I'll give it that. But whether Blob wants to be aggressing in the first place is kind of questionable.
As someone who was burnt by custom dually squelchers, I don't have my hopes up for any of them. Like, none of them super look good to me. I totally called, by the way, I know I was saying this in the Discord, totally called the Stringer kit, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah, you absolutely did. I remember somebody calling out Stringer chumps, and it was you.
Yeah,
you
was
nailed
like,
it.
I mean, not necessarily what it wants, but it was what it got.
I think that it's definitely useful for it. Stringer struggles with the paint no matter what. Like it's a backliner. Like you can do the tap shot thing, but yeah, it's a backliner. It doesn't want to be tap shotting. Like it's not where it's standing. If it's a backliner, tap shots do nothing for it. It needs to paint like further out, and right now it just doesn't. You know, that's it's so Sprinkler could be a good spot there. Certainly not useless for it. It's got like movement potential, like you see for Vanilla Dynamo, like you see for Heavy sometimes, on a weapon that struggles to move. But and Chumps, once again, like it's a long range painting / displacement option. Like it's certainly I'd say it's a better kit than the one it has right now, but it's still not like there are a lot of weaknesses in the main weapon that have to be like for it to work.
Strings, if you can give me that essay, I would read it. I would disagree with every second of it, but I would read it. All right, looks like we're going in. We got the blaster. Interesting. Obviously good on TC.
Yeah, it's a blaster. It's a very good TC weapon. With the inkjet as well.
So we get a trade going on.
But
two people taking right side over there on Team High Chat. Looks like they're not going to be able to get much done with the tower, though, because they're on the wrong side. But they do go 2 down. We'll see. Still kind of a stalemate mid, though. Oh, they Team High Chat, 2 down. We'll see if they can push off of this Team Plasma. They're struggling a little bit. They're not hopping quite on the tower. There we go. We get on the tower. A little bit. Oh, yeah, tower's a little bit alone.
There aren't many people out in front of the tower. There are people coming up now,
yeah.
But you really want to be taking that space as early as possible. Wiper schmoving and getting the pick there and launching missiles. That's going to be the end of this tower push. It arguably already was the end of the tower push. But,
interesting move. They're Team Plasma going for a little bit of a push, even though they're 2 down.
Wave breaker.
Yeah,
The
not
Wavebreaker
exactly.
is in the path of the tower, not the best spot for it to be. It goes down. It goes down irrespective of that, but
Crank 'em
not
down.
not that long of a push, to be honest. They
We got
could very well surpass it here, especially with the crab lasering down on plat. Gets cracked by a Viper Deco player, and they feed a little bit, but they do get the pick. They do get another pick for trade as. And
Yeah, a little bit. I gotta say, a little bit of slow start on the push there by Team High Chat, which I think has sort of stalling out a little bit. Although it looks like the push is still going somehow.
Yeah, it's
they're just keep moving it up.
That's the. They a lot of these players are very mechanically talented. You know, at worst, what that gets you is a stall. And what you see here, just running out the clock, making sure to have someone there to get players back in. Even though they are staggering here, they're going in one at a time into a 1-on-4. Which is making their push fall apart a little bit, but
yeah, it did give them a lot of points though. Yeah, get to up to 32, which is much further than I was expecting. Considering like, I would have expected a lot more samurai catting if you're trying to go in off of that 2 lead.
But they
like
go
Ash
3 down.
They
go 3 down, and I don't think they have a jump in either. The Rapid Deco player the Rapid Deco player engaging, but it's at a heavy disadvantage. Oh,
yeah,
the tower!
They
did not clear out that
wide
open.
A lot of Mystic Samurai Catting on both sides of this match.
Absolutely. When you push up in front of the tower, you don't want to just like walk up in front of it. You have to clear out those strong points where defending against the tower is. Yeah, absolutely. You see
Smith
here. They fall off the stage. They fall off the stage.
Very unfortunate. It looks like they're looking to push a little bit further. Although
they need those couple extra points, but they don't get them.
Team Plasma looking to take it up.
But they've got a crab in their pocket. They could if they pop it.
In the pocket, flames up front. Although everyone's retreating.
They don't take advantage. And they do not get lead. I don't think.
No, not quite.
The crab
33. You hate to see it. I mean, making something work. They're still 1 up.
And
they're still up. But we'll see.
And their push is falling apart a little bit. All they need to do here is if they
take
can
tower again
and get another push going, there's still
looks like
time.
They're trying to push. But they're falling off again. At checkpoint 2, almost there, and they take the lead.
They've got the lead. They've got the lead. Oh my goodness! In the last 30 seconds of the match, they have the lead.
Yeah. You're seeing that little
going for a knock here. They could go for a knock.
It looks like they're going for it. Getting in front of that tower finally, and that's gonna be that's gonna be it. I was very impressed. It just looked like Team Plasma right at the end there, was like, wait a minute, that's how you push, and just got it in there. I was loving the tower dancing. I was loving the pushing up, getting in front, protecting the objective. Very good, very solid.
Absolutely. It's they took a moment to regroup and catch their breath and go, we're all pushing in together. We're all pushing in together and pushing out in front of the tower and clearing out, strong points where the tower is vulnerable, and it gave it just huge returns. All right.
Yeah, just very solid push there. It was, at the beginning you saw a little bit of floundering, but they sort of really got in there eventually. Got their footing.
They did, absolutely.
Is it a typo in the Twitch chat?
I think that's an ood job.
Ood job? How dare.
Ood job.
Ood job. Alright, let's see what the next maps are.
And the wheel is up.
Spin that wheel. Morch Gorge, Flounder Heights, and Wahoo World.
I think it's
I would imagine it's Flounder Heights, but it's certainly not a map for everyone. A lot of people do struggle with Flounder Heights.
Absolutely. As a Dualies player,
Yeah. Flounder Heights. That's the lots of verticality. The objective line is largely, depending on the mode, the objective line is on top of this is on top of a very precarious high point with lots of routes for attackers to flank around out of your line of sight and surprise you by coming up over the wall on potentially any side, really. They could even come behind you if they decided to do that and spend a long time doing it. But they could do that. Like, you can't discount that possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, any of these options I can see. Just sort of depends on what Team High Chat is going for in their comp.
Mm-hmm.
I am hoping for Scorch Gorge, because
I could see Scorch
I do
Tower,
like
yeah,
that map,
3.
but for like it's zero competitive
Gorge,
reason.
it's one of the maps of all time. It's possibly, I would say that its zones, in particular its turf war and zones configurations might be some of the worst maps in the game.
Yeah, no, I could absolutely see the rapid flexing with the tower there. I mean, it's effective, right? Like it works. So
Yeah, tower ceases to be cover when a rapid is around.
yeah, Pax, I would love to
Just
see.
that much more.
I would love to see Clamp, but I don't know that any of the teams here like Clam Blitz as like if they're looking to win a match, you know, consistently get an advantage.
Well, we did get Scorch Gorge, but instead of Clam, sad, we're going to Rainmaker.
Scorch Gorge Rainmaker. That's a map. That's a map where you see, like I was saying earlier, one of the metrics for whether a map feels fun a lot of the time is what is the width of this map at its narrowest point. And looking at the map, you wouldn't think that Scorch Gorge would be that bad. But the problem is that at first checkpoint on Rainmaker, it cramps down to where it's basically the width of the checkpoint. And that's it.
Pax,
There
I
are no
appreciate
inkable
you.
walls that you can use to get up and around there. You can go up over the grate, but like walking over a grate is so slow and vulnerable in this game, in Splatoon, a game where you want to ink, you want to swim, that it's almost always a bad idea. Unless you're running like Tetris or something, then maybe it could work, but then you've still burned a lot of your dodge rolls just, getting there. So,
I mean, if you're running a brush
it's a map that
or
is...
a roller, you can get through them a bit faster.
That's true. This is true. But overall, it's a map where lockouts are common, where you get up to where one team gets up to first checkpoint and it takes 3 minutes to try and push them out, and by the time that and by that point the match is already over. Like you have an opportunity for one push maybe.
All right, well, but we're getting into the match now. Looks like interesting. Yeah, we're not going to see the blaster because it's not TC, unfortunately, but we are seeing a hero replica.
It's known for on noted YouTuber Gem Squid School's list of weapons as the worst weapon in the game.
Worse. Yeah, it's strictly worse than Vanill's ladder shot.
Completely outclassed.
Looks like Team Plasma gets the pop.
You see Team Plasma getting pop, but and this is a map where you do want to get pop. Some maps you don't really get much out of getting pop, but here you ink enough.
Oh, I was gonna say stalling a little bit. Yeah, they were
maybe
stalling a little bit of map, but it looks like they're gonna get something going on Team
This
Chat
is an
here.
instant push from them.
Nobody's grabbing the. Yeah, there's the Rainmaker. You're going up. They are gonna get the checkpoint.
Check immediately.
Very solid.
The carrier does go down in the process, but and we see a push back with using heavy and crab. It looks like that is the end of their push.
Grabbing a little cooler and then
can
going
take advantage of that. But they've spent a lot of their specials.
Yeah, I mean, if they can make something happen, they just gotta watch out. Yeah, the tie strike there.
They got Zuka.
Sorry,
Zuka, and they use it to snipe to snipe the Rainmaker carrier.
As also the Rainmaker
And you
was
see the
falling
snap
behind the other team.
going in for the pop there.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a little bit of a locking horns there. They are going to get the pop over there on Team Plasma. Hi, chat.
And another crab,
Plasma,
used to get this push going.
And they're going to get that checkpoint. And it looks like they might have momentum. They try to push forward a little bit. They can get even a little bit more and get the lead there. Yep, there it is. They're just, I think, just going to get as much as they can.
Crab, brutal on this map, on that choke point, just because how narrow it is.
All the way up to 34. Very impressive, very impressive. They are, I think, going to want to be trying to get back into mid here. They've gone 2 down.
I think this is this was an opportunity for a lockout, but it's not happening here. They do not hold control. They do not hold control for that long.
I mean, if I'm Team Plasma here, what I really am looking for is to just sort of keep that, because you know it's Scorch Gorge. The mid is really hard to get out of initially. So if they can just hold mid, push up obviously when they can, but they're looking gold. An early lead like that is very solid.
It's a good insight. And they have another crab in their pocket. If they pick up the Rainmaker, they could be in big trouble.
Yeah, we'll see if they can mount a defense. It looks like 2-2 here. It's gonna get a little bit volatile. Looks like they're trying to sneak up with it.
With Maker, not able to under threat here, but they got 2 picks with Maker. They're going to try and push up past first checkpoint. 3 picks with Maker. It's going to it's a really big.
And that's the 4th.
They catch up first, trying to sneakily get them.
They're having trouble pushing up past first.
Yeah, and they are going to get knocked down there.
It's a map where even you can get 4 picks with Maker all in a row, but
absolutely. Team Plasma hotly contesting the pop there. They are going to get it as well. I was looking like a chat pop for sure. Yeah, like it was right about the pop for Team Chat there, and they just took it right back. They are Team Chat is going to get the Rainmaker there though.
They're going to pick up anyway, but
yeah, you do get taken down there though.
With the crab there, it's just very they have to outlive it, and they do.
Absolutely.
But by that point, the rest of their team is back up. With the wave breaker out, it's good, and heavy setup behind. It's just
and they go 2 down there, and they've got but the special goes down too. So they got special. They got yep, and it looks like they've got some.
But the Rainmaker carrier goes down too. With 30 seconds left in the match, if they can manage to hold off the Maker here at first checkpoint, first choke point,
isolated pick there.
Match.
Looks like they're popping. We've got the specials going crazy, and they are going to push in. They're pushing in, and
they got the lead. They got the lead. And
very impressive push there. They're going for more.
With 5 seconds left, they need to pick up. They need to pick up here to take it to overtime. But
they do get the Rainmaker immediately picked. Yeah, very unfortunate.
What a game!
That is a very
game decided in the last 10 seconds.
Man, I was sure that the Team Plasma had it there. Team High Chat coming out. Very impressive showing.
Very, just they're heavy getting picked there and opening up that heavy getting picked by Maker there and just opening up that checkpoint. Just an absolutely crucial pick there. That opened up their plat area. And that decided the game, I think. That is an absolutely beautiful absolutely a great demonstration of what it is like to play on Scorch Maker.
Absolutely. All right, let's see what the next maps are. Because this, this match is only getting hotter and hotter. We got Flounder Heights, we got Hagglefish. It looks like we've got Wahoo. Very interesting. I mean, besides Wahoo, I both of these are like decent enough maps. I think it's going to depend entirely on preference. If they're looking for some inkjet action, they could go Hagglefish there.
Yeah, it's all these maps are both. We've talked about Flounder Heights before. Once again, it depends very much on whether whether you have the ability to flex onto a weapon that favors Flounder Heights, that works at Flounder Heights. Hagglefish is a map that is more reasonable. It's less comp dependent, which some modes have their problems. But overall, it's well liked.
So I'm a little bit out of the loop. Oh no, that's just a typo. Okay, I think. No, it's not. I'm unclear.
It's
Chat, you've
Wahoo
confused
World,
me.
but UW.
Ooh, I don't get it.
It's like OOW with inside of Wahoo World. It's like O and W. Like it's at the end of Wahoo and then the W. I don't know. That's the best I've got.
Yeah, I believe it is Wahoo World, but
I think that's what it is. But
I don't know what the
and chat
the
will
bit
not
here
explain to
might-
this.
it-
Yeah.
It might just be that it's a funny. It might just be that it's a funny little nonsense phrase.
Maybe.
But maybe I don't know. You're scaring us a little, chat.
I mean, I have an idea. I just don't want to say it in front of Chex Notes 21 people.
We've 21 people. We've grown so much. The Slammin' Cup has grown up.
Yeah, how many of those do you think are the people that are currently playing the set?
Oh, like I'd say like a good 95%.
Well, technically that can't be true. I'm one of them. I imagine you're one of them too. Plus you've got.
I am not. I'm not there.
You're not. Oh well. Interesting.
Well, sad to say to all of chat, we are not going to Wahoo World, but we are going to Hagglefish Market on Clams.
Weather boy.
Very good stage. Very good stage.
It's call Weather Boy. Yes, you can pin messages. That's a thing.
It's a good stage. Although it's a little frustrating if you have a brush on your team because 50-50 odds. They waltz all the way. They waltz down the flank into the enemy spawn and this way. So like, very high highs, very low lows here.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fault of the stage itself necessarily, but
String's excited about the clam in time. I'm sure Pax would be too. And yep, I actually literally as I say that, Pax comes in with the the clams chat message. Listen, I know my audience. And of course we've got mine over here going power hungry now that the pins have been released. These pins are meant for bits. That's fair. I'm a mech, so the pins are meant for literally just whatever people would think would be funny out of context. Or literally just somebody will. Or also people.
I think that was pretty much the same for.
about how nobody, like literally every time somebody will complain about how everybody's too liberal about the starboard, and then that will get starboarded.
Oh boy.
The breath mints.
We are waiting for someone on high chat, I believe.
All right, so yep, good to know. Good to know. A clam is a kind of worm. Well, it's a mollusk.
It's a shelled
I don't know
worm.
how you would. Well.
I
Clam is a taco. Well, technically, according to the cube rule of bread, it's not actually. It's not even. It's not a taco. It's just a nut.
It depends. I guess it depends on whether it's open or not. If it's a closed clam, then it's a I think it's like a gnocchi or something.
Well, except that
according
I'm not sure that I would
cube rule?
exactly. I would not. I would not
That's
qualify
true.
a clam
true.
shell as bread.
As part of the food. Yeah, it's. I generally, and I don't like to make generalizations. Generally, you do not eat the shell of the clam. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
a hot take, but
Well, more specifically, it's not even a carb. Like it's not a carbo
yeah, that's fair.
piece
That's fair.
of food in any event. Got all that calcium. Yeah, calcium, something or other 8. I forget exactly what it was. I used to know.
It's a calcium carbonate, I believe. Calcium carbonate.
Yeah, apologies to anybody here who does not, did not participate in the cultural experience of baseball because, yeah, it's got to be a little bit confusing.
What's the most confusing baseball bit you can?
I mean, I can think of a couple.
Spit one out now. Do it.
Yeah, sure. How about that time when like you would try to unwin, right? Because you would normally you unwin and you get a win, right? But then you wouldn't because unwins would give you -1 wins. So you didn't want to win. You wanted to lose instead of non-losing, right? Because of the turntables, of course. But non-losing could have actually still been good because then the under bracket, if you want to go for the under bracket, you could unlose and then get no wins and then go into the under bracket. But then once you're in the under bracket, you would want to. It was just this whole like back and forth confusing mess.
And then there's consumers to think about, you know.
Listen,
you got to think about
say what you will about the
your team density.
Safest team in the ILB. We did not have a single successful chomp. Very safe against chomps.
As a Chicago Firefighters fan, we're all about safety here, and I'm a little bit jealous.
Slammin Cup under bracket. Oh no.
Oh man, we did that the first time we did the Slammin Cup. Remember? Like we were in it. Like we did the gimmick match with the juniors.
The issue is with an under bracket that it only works if both teams are legitimately trying to win. Like that's what makes the under bracket so funny in the ILB is that like both teams are really giving it their all, but they want like the fans want them to lose. But they're doing the best they can to win. Peanut Bong? Peanut Bong's a good one. Turnip economy. Turnip stocks. That was funny because that happened right around Animal Crossing New Horizons, so it was just perfect timing.
Our match has started.
Alright, looks like we are. There's the heavy deco, and look at that. The other
52
not
being
heavy deco. So interestingly, Fish going with the vanilla heavy instead of the deco, which would be what you'd be going for if you wanted to.
And
do
yeah, no jet on either team, I don't believe. Like you got the tri deco there, which vanilla tri slosher gets inkjet, but you would expect to see inkjet here, and you do not.
All right, some skirmishing early in the game. Looks like we're getting some
Go
trades.
1-for-1
here. Yep. We've got some.
And out the missiles go. They go down, but not a terribly productive set of missiles, as the I believe that's a heavy player that goes down. Gets caught out in the front lines. Not necessarily where a heavy wants to be.
But it looks like team.
Oh, the Tri-Slow with the big pick.
Yeah, very big. I'm actually really impressed. Looks like they're going for some cheat. Nope, no, never mind. They're just they're doing their thing.
They're going for a regular, reasonable push instead of cheese. Oh, and they're on the tent. The heavy is on the tent. They get lots of space, but they go down. They get the pick on the crab. They're 3 down and pushed all the way up, but do they have the clams to make a push? They do not.
They're not finding a clam.
They're going to have to back up.
No, it looks like they get a clam.
The stamp is coming in, but it's going to be a short push at best. Short push at best.
Well,
2
you
picks.
say that, but they get 2 there. But it looks like they went in
yeah,
way
but
too
they're
far.
deep. They're very deep. That's always the risk with. Oh my goodness, they did not protect the clam well enough. There's going to be they pushed to 74, which is it's a significant number, because that at least puts you out of range for one clam with a couple of the extras. Could have been a bigger push, but in Clan Blitz you take anything you can get.
Looks like we've reset into mid
Viper...
here. Oh, we're getting some very spicy picks over here.
The missiles once
very
again
zealous push
don't really
by,
seem to
but didn't quite make any of it. Snoop, I should say. Looks like they're passing around.
Might be
seeing a little bit of the body block too. Looks like they are going to go 2 down.
They've got a charged up Kraken, and nobody.
Yeah, but it looks like instead they're trying to clear the way with that Ultra Stamp. They are going to go down there.
Goes too deep.
They have made enough space though for them to get that barrier right down with that power clam. Not looking like they're going to get too much more out of it though. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, it doesn't look like. Yeah, they jump back. 61 is a bit of an unfortunate figure, honestly, because if the other team gets a strong push and can score 2 clams, that pushes them up to 60.
Oh, nice!
It's not a tie
there. Fish getting taken down as well. They're 3 down. Very commanding so far from. Yeah,
they're taking up a lot of space, getting a lot of picks. But maybe moving up slightly too fast, but not getting enough time to actually.
No, they got it.
Get
They
deep
got it.
pushes,
Good. They get the wipeout
oh
too.
Wow! Okay, yeah, up to 33. That's huge for them.
Yeah, that'll teach you to think that they pushed it too fast. And they are going to get even more 3 down again. Yeah, we got the Kraken. Absolutely crazy.
Wow. And
you're not even gonna get.
Good moves from the Kraken. They're good moves from the Kraken. Just dropping back into safety before the timer run. That's good. That's a sign of a player that. Oh boy, just an absolutely dominant performance.
Unfortunately, Plasma doesn't look like they've got too many clams though, so they're gonna get a little bit of push, but it's gonna take a little bit of doing.
It's in this kind of situation, it can be important to space out your clams and try and hold on to hold the basket open if you can.
Yeah, there's flash goes down too. Trying to throw in the last couple. They are going to get down to 9 though.
Yeah, they're 3 down. They're 3 away from a knock, or were, but they're gonna need more now. But honestly, if I were them, I just hold space.
I'm chilling. Yeah, I'm literally just chilling. I'm hitting mid.
Take a good defensive position. Don't and hope that they feed into you.
Those look like that's what they're doing. They take out the clam. They are 3 down again, and that's I think gonna be pretty much game. 2-1, and that'll be it. Yeah, they are gonna go to overtime because they have to
clam by their basket, but they're already in their spawn.
Yeah, all the way up there, and they're gonna be able to make all sorts of havoc, taking them out.
Rushing at the heavy, I believe, with Sploosh.
Yeah, that's going to be.
And now comes the Ultra Stamp. It's just they don't have they don't score clam, but they run out of time.
Yeah, Team Plasma must have known what they were doing picking that map, because absolutely just solid match. Solid, very solid on them.
What a performance.
Yeah, as I said, brutal. Did not let up the pressure for even a second. Just sort of took advantage wherever they could. But that's one of my. Oh yeah, absolutely. We're 2-2 game 5, and it's 2-2. Like already up. So, you know, I'm happy with this. No, I was gonna say what was there reminded me. I say dominant a lot when one team gets a lot. That's my phrase is like dominant match by that team.
Dominant. I say lean into it. You know.
Yeah, have a brain.
Exactly.
All right, let's get in and see the next maps. I think we are running a little bit slow. It's already 7:53. Don't want to be taking too long, especially since
could be decided in 2 matches, but could also be decided.
I have a feeling we're going to go to 7. Yeah. Looks like we're seeing Barnacle and Dime, which I don't think we're picking. Mincemeat, which I also don't think we're picking, and Museum, which I do think we're picking.
I like Barnacle a lot. With the 52 pick last game. I wouldn't say that they would go for it though with the 52 pick, just because 52 is such a strong weapon on that map.
I mean, if you're seeing zones maybe, but I think that's just about the only map mode that anybody wants to be playing on Barnacle and Dime. If I'm being entirely honest.
Really, I really like Barnacle and Dime personally. It's a like on Clan Blitz at least. It's where you know eventually you do have to back out.
Yeah, Clan Blitz maybe
can't lock out.
It really is just an issue where it's just so easy to lock out. Like it's so easy to lock out. There's so many tools that the attackers have. You know, once they get plat, once they get perched, like it's just so much harder for the defenders to get back in the mid.
I'm trying to look up. What was the last Splatoon major? Do you remember?
Oh, it was Riptide, right?
Yeah.
Is that a major? Is that a major? Is that a major? I don't know. I don't know what qualifies as a major.
Isn't Riptide coming up? Like, isn't that upcoming? That's upcoming, yeah.
So, it's upcoming? Why did I think it already happened?
Yeah. I'm trying to look up like a map list, like a reasonable like map list. So let me see what's on the what's been on the calendar. Actually, let me just look at the like matches that.
Before that,
yeah, I did hear this.
Do you got the
we
map
do have the team or the map.
Oh.
You were correct on Museum, and we are going to zones.
Museum zone is very interesting. I find that zones on Museum. I mean, it's good because it's Museum, and Museum's a good map. But like, the zone always takes like a little bit longer than you expect to cap. Like I always feel like, oh, we definitely got that cap, and then it just doesn't cap, and you're like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, PAX. I'd heard about it because obviously I'm on String's team for the cup, and I was like, yeah, everybody get ready to cheer on.
Yeah.
Is it Death Crab that's going, or is it a different team that Strings is in?
Yeah, I'm looking at Barn and Dime in Squid Junction 48, and the like we said, it's zones and clans. That's the mix on Barn and Dime, which puts it in like decent territory. You know, like it's not Undertow Spillway where it's just tower. It's not Inkblot where it's just tower. It's not Mantower where it's Clam. It's not Humpback where it's Rainmaker. So like it's in that it's in that it's in that decent tier where like most like it's a you got options. But
Looks like we're going to the match. Also, yes, Pax, I see you. Different team, the Mets. Everybody make sure to cheer on the Mets. Riptide.
let's go Mets, baby. Love the Mets.
Love the Mets.
The Mets are kind of sad this season, so let's just let's keep
Worry
them in
about
our mind, in our hearts.
Interesting. We're seeing the orange NZAP over here.
Oh God, Pax, you're a Braves fan? Oh no.
As a Braves fan, I was conflicted. Listen, at least it's not a Yankees fan.
Oh boy, somebody goes flank. Oh nope, they do not have enough quick super jump to get out of that one. Flank on Museum is very risky. People are always going to be dropping at left.
Team High Chat taking advantage early on, but then they get boxed out immediately afterwards. Looks like they're gonna lose the lead there.
The Expo here is not.
Yep.
The Expo here is not necessarily what I would think about. First and foremost, there's not a lot of like cover in mid on Museum, so the utility of Expo here is maybe a little bit questionable, but it's been working out. Like they do have lead. And a charged up Clam, ready to wreak havoc, as we've seen so many times in this set.
Oh, absolutely! They're really
nobody has anywhere they can stand. They get and another big pick on the trying to go for it.
Very solid job.
Just the Splash player topping off. And once they get them in there, they know pick. They're not a threat where they are. They can go and turn their attention to somewhere else.
They do get a wipeout over there. I'm very impressed with Flame.
Really being made to, absolutely. Really being made to eat my words here. The Expo has been very strong so far.
Only 15 remaining.
Trying to catch out. Catching out the flank over
10
there.
10 ticks remaining, and the other team didn't really have a. They had a moment like midway through the match, but besides that, just a lockout for them.
Yeah, another strong match from Plasma, gotta say.
Yep. That's kind of the risk, I would say. With that's kind of one of the things I'm not a big. It's just it's since the objective doesn't move, if you got locked out, you get locked out.
Yeah, time to force a game 7. I would love to see it instead, because the other have we had how many game 7s we had? We had the reverse sweep, and I don't know if we had any other game 7s.
We've had only one. We've had only one, I believe.
I would love to see.
So going to a game 7 two times here in the Slammin Cup would be a dream.
The last game 7 was with Team Plasma, so.
Oh, interesting.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and they took they took that one. So maybe this it's a sticky spot for Team High Chat.
All right, let's see the next maps. Looks like we've got ourselves Museum again.
Museum G again.
Which is
Mahi Resort. And Mahi Resort. So let's just talk a little bit about Museum.
Well, so no, because here's the thing. Hear me out.
Okay.
Team High Chat just lost on Museum, so they could be. Maybe we switch the map mode because, unlike because the reason why sort of during the McDaniel friend match set whatever, we saw the double spillway Rainmaker was because we really thought that we had a shot because we were pretty strongly dominant for most of the match.
Absolutely.
If I'm Team High Chat, I'm a little bit intimidated by how like strong of a defeat that was. So there's some world in which I'm actually considering Mahi simply because you can go for the Chaos Gambit. And like, yes, there's a high chance that you just get locked out and it sucks because it's Mahi, but there's also a non-zero chance that like it throws them off and you get it, which like I think is something to be worth considering.
Mahi Resort is big chaos hours. Any team can take the dub here. Especially I would say aggressive teams. Well, I don't know if I don't know that I would say it, actually. If you can aggress, then it can be a very good time for you. But if you can't aggress because the other team is a decent backliner,
Charger.
then wow.
Yeah.
We do have something scary though. We're staying
We
on
do?
Museum, but we're doing Rainmaker instead.
I do like that. See,
Museum
that's
Maker.
I think that Rainmaker is probably the best museum mode. I would wager. So I do like that.
I like Museum Maker. Yeah. I would say that it's not as good as some other map modes just because it really only has the one route that it can.
Oh, sure.
go.
I was just, I think that it's very.
No,
like,
I
I'm not
agree.
saying
It's decent.
the best map mode in the game, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's playable. I think. Like it's okay at least.
Looks like teams are taking a second to think about this one. Obviously, if I'm Team High Chat, I'm really trying to find a, just whatever I can do to force a game 7. Trying to claw any advantage I can.
Yep, we're in the rubber match. It's a potential rubber match. It's like a pre-rubber match. I don't know.
Yeah, no, exactly,
I'm getting tired.
Plasma has the match point. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do.
Listen, sometimes, Mino, you do have to, take the prudent option. I don't, anti-penalty rubber match. Exactly. I'm proud that I got that first try. Alright,
Let's go.
Interesting. We are
You
seeing
got
the black
the
there.
Rapid Pro.
Two
Yeah.
Splatliners.
2 wipers. Both flavors of wiper. Going to be a very aggressive sort of Tetris-esque playstyle where you take advantage of your very good movement and
Especially with
your
the
object
coolers on
damage
both
here as
sides.
well. Mm-hmm.
Looks like we got some, speaking of
Sploosh
which, very aggressive.
going in, but not able to.
Yeah.
Not able. Their short range hurting them against lots of wipers. Very mobile.
Oh, got to watch out on the right flank there.
Mm-hmm.
They got the 2 picks with the Rainmaker. They're gonna go down
with the Maker, but they both go down to the the combo of Whale and Deco.
Which you've also got to hate because, or I should say, you also got to be sad about because the Rainmaker was retreating there, so it's past mid there. They're gonna push it back up.
It at least Rainmaker is down on this time because at least that rain. Oh, they go for the jump. They got the check.
They get the
oh
jump.
my goodness!
I think maybe the reason why they were just waiting for it. They're like, I don't want to do a normal push.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for jump push.
It's a push that is risky because you're going in without the support of your team. But if you see that none of the is going to be able to react to it, then it can be a really good play. And I would say that it was a good play.
Yep, Team Plasma on the backboard. Of course, if I'm Team Chat, I'm breathing a little bit of sigh of relief. Although
the Wiper
it's still anybody's game.
Their Wiper is chasing someone. Wiper does get a pick. I think that cracked crab and the splash layer, which we've seen very strong, goes down. It could be a big opportunity.
Looks like they're trying to push in here.
Wiper
They do
is,
get the pop.
Yeah, they've got one ahead of Maker. Heavy ahead of Maker.
Oh, and they get both of them down.
Oh my goodness!
Somebody's got to grab that.
This is time for a push. The push is getting stale. They're letting it reset. Okay, fair enough.
Just gonna let it reset. Fair.
I would say even still, maybe a little bit of a lost opportunity to at least push out ahead and take some space more aggressively. But a reset like that can still be valuable.
Yeah, because now they get the grab out, and that's going to sort of put a stop to any push. Although I say that, 2 down, looks like they're going to go for the jump again. See if they can get something going. They're going to get a couple more points there. They're going to see if they can push it a little bit further. 1 down, 2 down.
I would be afraid of someone on that top left balcony.
Oh, absolutely, they're taking it further, in the 30s now.
They're a very steady, considered push. They do go down to a flanker, but it's a very strong push, a very good push considering. Although the other team does have check, they do have check, so they could a push of similar magnitude could happen at any time.
Yeah, it's really nice if you could preserve that check until like the end of the match, but that's not gonna be happening.
Getting harassed by a wiper, they do chase them down and get them, but the maker is pushing up very aggressively as well, which might get punished. We'll see.
Oh, although it's not right
now. It does not get punished.
It does. Although,
yeah. They did not. They either did not or took to deal with that heavy.
And they're going to be going around trying to get
on their side.
Although we've got some pushing up here.
Oh my goodness.
Rainmaker goes down, but it's 2-2, and I'm not liking that if I'm Team Plasma, simply because it's a lot more volatile game. They do get the pop though, so it looks like they're going to be pushing back in because they get the faster respawn. Pushing around. We got the crab there, which is going to good. They go 3 down.
They go down.
We get the wipe out.
They're wiped. It could be. This could be a huge moment.
Very big.
You could get lead right here.
You do got to watch out to make sure that you're getting some death crabs.
They need to pick Maker. They need to pick Maker.
Oh, it looks like they're going in a little bit further, and
not
quite.
Oh no!
Very close.
They do not get in deep enough. There are seconds left in the match. 20 seconds left. Can they keep it? Can they take enough space to push the other team out away and deny them the opportunity for the lead here? 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It happens. They do not get the lead.
And with that, I believe we've taken it to match 7, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, or game 7. I don't know why I'm saying match. It's not a match. It's a game. Very exciting stuff. I've got to say, I do think that Team High Chat knew what they're doing picking that map mode. Solid push, and then almost got the retake by Team Plasma, but very, very solid. Just barely contained it, and from there did a very good job of solidifying the win there at the end. Yeah, I'm excited. We got the game 7. Very competitive match so far. I'm excited to see who wins. Both teams here obviously jockeying for that coveted positive win-loss going into week 4. It's going to be very, very solid for the rankings.
As we wait, we should spin that wheel.
We should spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel.
Looks like we got Flounder Heights along with Scorchgorge and Inkblot. Very interesting picks. I could see potentially any of these. You don't have dualies really, too many dualies on either side, which means that Flounder Heights is a solid option.
Flounder Heights could be very, very solid, yeah. Although, it's a map that a lot of people struggle to play. It's played very differently from a lot of maps in Splatoon 3, so just by virtue of that alone, people, I think, have been avoiding it. Scorch,
yeah, I welcome it as long as I've got a T-Tech and I'm not on dualies. I'm fine with it.
Scorch, as we've said, has its problems. Let's leave it at that. Scorch Clams is at least solid. And Inkblot is a stage that you would expect it to be better than it is. Do you have that same feeling?
Yeah, I love it in theory. There's a lot of stuff going, and like you just really want to like it. It's called Inkblot Art Academy. It's awesome. Like the sort of vibes and like a lot of the
Mhm.
minor things about the layout is great. And then you play it, and you realize that
And
there's
it's just
only one way into
yeah.
flat. You're like, okay. And then you have a Tetris, so like it's fine because the Tetris can just swoop up the side. But like it's,
It's like
Um,
it looks like a good map, but it feels bad.
right, exactly. I think
Um,
that's how I would put it exactly. It's not the worst map. I would take it over a lot of the Z block maps. I would take it over Mincemeat. Obviously, I would take it over Barnacle. I'd take it over Mahi, of course, and Brine Water probably. But it's out of the maps that are not terrible, it's not great.
At least Burn and Dime like has like interesting movement in mid. It's got like interesting geometry in mid where like you have to think about how to like where are you gonna be? How are you gonna position? In Inkblot, the middle of the map is just flat besides those 2 blocks. And people are gonna be
I would push back
in some
little bit
modes
on that.
there is 1 pillar.
Yeah. I mean, I would push back on that a little. I think that the sides being nice and wide open, I think that provides some variety. You can, swim around to get to the side, to get a flank going or something.
I suppose, but it's in some modes there just isn't even a block there. Like there isn't even a way to use those signs, So it's
I don't know. I think honestly,
sort of...
mid, especially in maybe zones. Like I think of the mids in Barnacle and not Flounder, Inkblot are closer than you might think to each other.
I wouldn't. I think that it does come down to personal preference. I personally think that mid and Barn and Dime is quite fun.
That's fair.
But like it's those like those pits, they feel more like hammerhead pits to me. Like yes, you can do things in them, but they're like in a lot of modes they don't really lead anywhere. Like it feels like if you go down into pit, it's kind of like you're trapped. It's more of a trapped feeling than like, oh, I'm making progress here,
Maybe.
But
as we're here, we have gotten our map, and I'm happy to report, PAX, we are doing clams, but we are going to Scorch Gorge.
Ooh, Sconch
Interesting. I don't necessarily mind Scorch clams. The basket sometimes feels like it's just a little bit too far in, but besides that, we're fine.
It certainly makes up for a lot of the interesting parts of Scorch Gorge.
Absolutely.
Mostly in that it completely eliminates the bad parts of the map. The downside is, of course, that it also makes the map very small. But
Scorched clams. Yeah, no, it is funny though. I saw. Oh, what was the name of the new map? The first map that got shown. And I looked at it.
It was Crab-Led Capital.
Yeah. I was like, this is just like, worse Scorch. I mean, there's some ways in which it's better, but the mid is a little bit less bad on like zones. I think there's like a bit of an option of getting out, but like
it's the part of where you get out of spawn is kind of yeah. Anyway, we can talk about it later. But
we are seeing the deco again there, the heavy deco.
Here and now we're in Scorch Gorge, Clam Blitz.
Yep. And of course, you see the vanilla on the other side, though.
Mm-hmm. The sploosh coming out again. It's proven to be effective, but it's on the other team are a lot of weapons that also move quickly and
laying down the pressure, get some trade, but they range. Go 2 down.
Yeah,
the old side of
you could see there.
yeah.
Sploosh was really struggling to do anything there, to do anything but survive and get that panic pop of
Oh, Team
of
Plasma goes
Ultra
3
Slam.
down, although they still have a clam, retreating back down to the
Oh,
to
they're
bush
going to
there.
be they're not going for the oh no, never mind, sorry, I got turned around.
It looks like getting
the
some
splash
solid
there.
push there with the the hammer.
Oh,
Getting
the
some picks
splash
with the
there goes
crab.
down with Crab. That is a
Very
huge
solid.
loss. That is a huge
Very
loss
solid
for
crab.
them.
Yep. And
That's
there's 2 down there.
that is the spot for
Unfortunately, they don't have clam
Crab.
yet.
Yeah, it's another situation where they pushed up so fast, but they didn't really have the chance to build up clams. And this time, it looks like that might just not pan out for them because they only have 4, and either have to give up space to get those clams, or they either have to give up space to get those clams, or yeah, they have to give up space to get those clams. So they're wasting time, which can be valuable if you have the. They don't have the. We're tied up. So a lot of resources, a lot of time spent with not a lot of not much done. It's unfortunate.
Oh, and they
The
do
heavy
go
goes
3
down.
down there. If I'm Team Plasma here, I'm going for the push. They do have the clam, and we're going for the throw. They are going to get it and get those
Getting
first points in the
punished,
match.
I would say. Yeah, I would say
I like
that
the
this
pushing
is
up here with the heavy. They do go down, but it did let them get a pretty solid amount of extra clams there, going down to 62. And they're going to bring it down
They
even
get the
lower.
wipe. They get the wipe. It's going to be. It's so far. It's been a hugely important push.
Yeah, all the way down to
since they
41, and they're
pushed in so
still
deep.
going.
Spacing out their clams very effectively. Although they've lost that area, good, but and so are
Yeah,
going to have to
honestly,
back
I mean,
out. But a
you
push to
can't
23
complain.
is enormous.
Yeah, you can't
It is
complain
hard
with
to
pushing
overstate
23.
how important.
Team High Chat is going to be looking to take a little bit of position here. They're taking mid and then pushing up from there. But it's going to be 3-3 here. Oh, and
They
another
can't
pick
jump
there.
2. Oh dear. Picking for 2 there.
Yeah, although unfortunately they aren't going to make anything out of it, especially since I'm still sitting there under the basket.
Yeah, it's a Clam Blitz is a mode that definitely incentivizes slowing down a little bit, which is not necessarily this team's not necessarily this team's MO.
Oh, and Team High Chat going down 3 there. Looks like they're going to be desperately trying to just sort of hang on to what they can and reset there.
They need to get something going here with a minute left in the match, and having scored 0 points so far, they need to push to at least 22.
Oh, and they do get 2 very solid picks there.
2 very important picks, yeah.
But they just don't quite have
and
enough.
They're challenging for the basket. A crab by its. You need to be able to. You need to have people pushing with the crab, taking advantage.
3 down.
Three down.
Sort of
okay.
Melted. They've got to be moving in there. Do they have?
Yeah.
They don't have a clam though. They don't have a clam.
They don't have. Their carrier went down, and they go down again. That could be the game right. They do have a pity clam. If they can get. We saw yesterday, pushing almost, a team almost coming back from a huge disadvantage to almost win in overtime, but
setting up the specials, trying to take as much space as they can, trying to get that pity clam.
They're pushed all the way back into their plat.
Oh, we do see them very solid taking out
overtime,
but
wow.
Yeah, we're going to overtime.
What a
performance.
Flame
carrier is going down. They're taken out alone. But they were going to pick up the clam again, trying to make something happen. Pop the crab, but they don't have time.
They've only got a couple seconds of overtime.
That's going to be game. That's going to be
game for Team Plasma. What a
very,
set!
very solid match. I don't think
What a
if
set.
I'm Team High Chat, I lost, but I'm not disappointed. Like very solid
Yeah,
performance.
absolutely.
You can't fault anybody there. Took it to game
Team
7. That's
Plasma.
all you can really hope for.
Team Plasma improved their record to 3-0, undefeated so far in the Slammin Cup, and Team High Chat with I would say a very respectable 1-2. You know, they've definitely shown today, you know, a loss to Team Plasma looking like something that is not to be ashamed of in any way, and
Absolutely.
and to take it and to take them to game 7 is it bodes well for them, I would say.
All right, but that'll do for our matches for now. I think that's matches for the week, right? Or do we have another one?
Yes, that is our last match of the week.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, that'll be we're going into week 4 of the Slammin Cup. It's second half, right? Because there's 6 week total.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on the Slammin Cup so far? How have you been feeling? What are your thoughts on the match, on the sets this week?
Solid sets. Team Friend obviously still looking for their first victory. We'll see if they can get in that second half. Trying to claw out their way back, and of course you have Team Plasma taking a very, very commanding lead of the tournament so far. You know, besides that, everybody else is still really jockeying for position. You've got a lot of 1-2s, 2-1s, whatever going around.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's still certainly a way if Team Plasma could still get dethroned. I think that it's just going to depend on these last couple of matches, and we'll see if they can try to solidify their lead, or if potentially they're going to get threatened.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well,
yeah,
we'll see whether Team Plasma can keep their undefeated record. We'll see whether there are any more teams that really break out and show themselves to be. We'll see whether there are any other teams that can really break out and make a name for themselves, and we'll see whether, and we'll see all that next time, next week.
Next time on Slammin Cup. See ya.
All right, folks. GG's. Bye bye.
Goodbye.